To start out with, we're going to create the background on a black piece of paper. We will use metallic markers to create our snowflakes. Now that we have our snowflakes done, let's work on some trees. We will take a piece of paper and draw some triangles. Remember, if triangles are hard, you just simply need to add 1, 2, 3 dots and connect the dots. There we have a nice tree. I'm going to see how many trees I can get on this one piece of paper. Wow, I've added a lot of triangles. I have some upside down. That's okay because we'll be cutting these out to put them onto our background. I have some big triangles and some small triangles. I found a lot of spaces to put triangles to make my trees. Now you're going to add shapes and lines to make designs. So on this tree, I'm going to stick with just lines. On this tree, I'm going to make shapes. I'm going to continue with my shapes and lines to make designs on the rest of the trees as well. Now I'm going to cut out my triangles. Now that I have my background and my triangles to make my trees, I need one more piece, and that is a piece that's going to make the ground, the horizon line. So the horizon line separates the sky and the ground. We are going to make this a little bit more interesting by ripping the horizon line. Uh-oh, that happened. That's okay. I'm going to grab my paper again and continue to rip. It doesn't have to be one full rip all the way across. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that either. I wonder if I'll be able to figure out a solution. If I could make it go all the way across, that would be ideal, but I bet I could use this scrap to finish this little part out over here. Let's see. What if oh yeah, look at that. I could use this piece right there and overlap them. Perfect. Now I'm ready to glue on my horizon line. I'm going to do that using white glue. Now, keep in mind that when you glue, you want to hit all of the edges. I'm going to move this one for right now. The top and the bottom. And then my secret is to smear it with your finger. I know it might seem kind of icky, but what you can do when you're all the way done is just wipe it right in the middle. We don't have any glue there, right? So watch this. I'll take my gluey finger, wipe it off in the middle. There's a little bit left there. Look I can rub it on my other hand. And then when I'm all done with my project, of course, I can walk over and wash my hands. All right, I'm going to glue this right down at the very bottom of my page. I'll glue on this little part and then we'll talk about gluing the trees. All right, we have a horizon line on. Remember, the horizon line separates the sky and the ground. So our trees must be on the ground someplace. I can't put a tree way up here that's floating in the sky. I don't want them to look like they're floating. I want to put them down onto the ground. So I'm going to first lay this out. This is called creating a composition. I want to figure out where all of my trees are going to go before I start gluing. Oh, I'm going to move this around a little bit. Figure out the best way to do this. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead now and start gluing as well. Using my white glue again, I need to go around the edge of all of my shapes. Not just the bottom. I know it looks like it gets glued down to the bottom, but the entire back has to be filled with glue. Otherwise it won't stick. So gluing along all of the edges, placing it down, and holding it for a couple of seconds is really going to make sure that it'll stick forever. We don't want any floppies. If there's parts that come up, put your finger underneath there with a little bit of glue and glue it back down. I'm going to glue the rest of these trees right now. Okay, I have everything glued down really nice and tight. I'm just going to do a double check. Oh, look at, I have some glue that's kind of squishing out over here. If that happens to you, go ahead and grab a paper towel and kind of dab that up. We want to try to get some of that glue off. We don't want big globs of glue. And look at, I have a floppy here, so I'm going to use a little extra glue, maybe put it on my finger because I just need a little bit. And place it underneath that part and then hold it for a couple of seconds. All right, that's going to hold it there secure. Very good. Look at, my landscape is done. I have my trees, my snowflakes in the background, and a horizon line.